Ancient Egypt began along the banks of the Nile, a river that shaped one of the most remarkable civilizations in human history. Its yearly floods created fertile land, allowing life to flourish in the middle of the desert. Over thousands of years, Egyptians developed a unique culture based on innovation, spiritual belief, and strong leadership. Their achievements still stand today, inspiring awe around the world. The Nile was the heartbeat of ancient Egypt. Its predictable flooding cycle provided rich soil that supported agriculture and allowed cities to grow. Farmers planted wheat, barley, and vegetables, creating a stable food supply that fed the entire kingdom. The river also served as a transportation route, connecting distant regions. Without the Nile's steady rhythm, the civilization we know today could never have existed. Daily life in ancient Egypt was simple yet organized. Most people lived in modest mud brick houses built to stay cool in the desert heat. Families worked in farming, pottery, weaving, and carpentry, while busy markets offered spices, oils, and handcrafted goods. Social roles were clearly defined, creating a stable and balanced community. The strength of Egyptian society came from everyday people who worked together to support their nation. At the top of Egyptian society stood the pharaoh, believed to be both a king and a living god. He guided the nation, led the army, and performed sacred rituals to maintain order and harmony. Egyptians saw him as the link between the human world and the divine. His decisions shaped their lives, and his image was honored for generations through statues, temples, and elaborate inscriptions. Religion guided every part of Egyptian life. People believed the gods controlled nature, fate, and the afterlife. Temples served as spiritual centers where priests performed daily rituals to honor the gods and protect the nation. Powerful deities like Ra, Isis, Osiris, and Anubis shaped beliefs about creation, protection, and rebirth. Faith brought comfort, meaning, and unity to Egyptian society. The pyramids remain one of humanity's greatest engineering achievements. Built as eternal tombs for pharaohs, they required careful planning, advanced mathematics, and enormous teamwork. Thousands of skilled workers, not slaves, contributed to the construction using ramps, sledges, and coordinated labor. The Great Pyramid of Giza, created for Pharaoh Khufu, stands as a masterpiece of precision and dedication that still amazes scientists today. Hieroglyphics, one of the oldest writing systems, allowed Egyptians to record their history, beliefs, and achievements. Scribes played an essential role in society, trained for years to master reading and writing. Using papyrus scrolls, they documented laws, trade records, and religious texts. Writing preserved the identity of Egypt and passed knowledge across generations, ensuring their story would never be forgotten. Egyptians believed death was the beginning of a new journey. Tombs were carefully prepared to help the soul reach the afterlife. Walls were painted with magical spells, prayers, and stories that guided the deceased through challenges in the next world. Burial items like food, jewelry, and tools were placed to ensure comfort after death. For Egyptians, the afterlife was a continuation of life, more perfect and eternal. Mummification was a sacred and scientific process designed to preserve the body. Priests removed internal organs, dried the body with natron, and wrapped it tightly in linen. Protective amulets were placed between layers to safeguard the soul. The entire procedure took around 70 days and reflected deep respect for the dead. Egyptians believed that preserving the body ensured the spirit's safe return in the afterlife. During the New Kingdom, pharaohs chose the Valley of the Kings as their final resting place. Hidden deep within the desert hills, this valley protected royal tombs from thieves. Inside, walls were decorated with vibrant artwork, sacred texts, and detailed maps for the afterlife. Many famous pharaohs, including Ramses and Tutankhamun, were buried here. The valley remains a treasure of history and artistry. The discovery of King Tutankhamun's tomb in 1922 was one of the greatest archaeological finds in history. Hidden for over 3,000 years, the tomb contained more than 5,000 priceless artifacts. Among them was the iconic golden mask, symbolizing the beauty and brilliance of Egyptian art. This discovery offered an extraordinary look into royal life and captured the world's imagination, revealing Egypt's unmatched mastery of goldwork and design. Egyptian temples were magnificent centers of worship and engineering. Karnak Temple, one of the largest religious structures ever built, showcased immense halls, sacred lakes, and precise astronomical alignments. These temples weren't just places of prayer, they were symbols of national power and devotion. Every wall and column carried inscriptions honoring gods, pharaohs, and major events, preserving Egypt's spiritual and political history for thousands of years. The ancient Egyptians were pioneers of medicine. They performed surgeries, set broken bones, and treated infections using herbs like honey, garlic, and aloe. Medical papyri reveal detailed knowledge of anatomy and disease. Egyptian doctors were respected experts who combined practical healing with spiritual rituals, believing that health depended on both the body and the soul. Their discoveries influenced later civilizations and laid foundations for modern medicine. Astronomy played a crucial role in Egyptian life. Priests studied the stars to predict the Nile flood and guide agricultural planning. They created a 365-day calendar based on the rising of the star Sirius, marking the beginning of the new year. Temples were aligned with the sun and stars to honor specific gods. Their advanced observations influenced timekeeping, architecture, and religious festivals throughout Egyptian history. Egypt's military was a powerful force that protected the kingdom and expanded its borders. Soldiers trained in archery, spear combat, and chariot warfare, using bronze weapons crafted by skilled metalworkers. The army defended trade routes and maintained stability across regions. Famous kings like Thutmose III transformed Egypt into an empire. Their military success brought wealth, influence, and respect throughout the ancient world. Women in ancient Egypt enjoyed rights that were rare in other ancient societies. They could own property, run businesses, and even rule as pharaohs. Queen Hatshepsut led Egypt during a prosperous era, building impressive monuments and expanding trade. Nefertiti, known for her beauty and strength, influenced religious and political reforms. Egyptian women played vital roles in family, economy, and leadership, shaping the nation's legacy. Egyptian art followed strict rules that created a unique and recognizable style. Figures were shown with frontal shoulders and side-facing heads, while colors carried symbolic meaning. Artisans worked with stone, wood, gold, and minerals to produce statues, jewelry, and murals. Their artworks depicted gods, daily life, and royal achievements. Every piece served a purpose: to honor the divine, preserve memory, or protect the deceased in the afterlife. Trade connected Egypt to the ancient world. Merchants traveled by river and desert routes to exchange goods like gold, linen, papyrus, and grain for incense, ebony, spices, and exotic animals. Expeditions to Punt brought myrrh and rare treasures highly valued by Egyptians. These trade networks strengthened the economy, expanded cultural influence, and introduced new ideas and materials, helping Egypt grow into a powerful regional center. Despite its success, Egypt eventually faced periods of decline. Weak leadership, internal struggles, and economic challenges made the kingdom vulnerable to foreign powers. The Persians, Greeks, and later the Romans took control of Egypt. Each new ruler influenced the culture, but the core identity of ancient Egypt remained strong. Even as political power faded, the civilization's timeless legacy continued to endure. Archaeology has played a major role in uncovering Egypt's secrets. For centuries, explorers searched the desert for hidden tombs, ancient scrolls, and lost temples. Modern technology now helps experts examine artifacts without damaging them, revealing details about daily life, art, and religion. Each discovery brings us closer to understanding how Egyptians lived, thought, and created a society that still fascinates the world. Papyrus was one of Egypt's greatest inventions. Made from the papyrus plant that grew along the Nile, it became the world's first form of paper. Scribes used it to record religious texts, medical knowledge, and government documents. Papyrus allowed ideas to spread quickly and preserved Egypt's history for thousands of years. This simple yet brilliant creation changed communication throughout the ancient world. Ancient Egypt had an organized legal system that focused on fairness and order. Courts handled disputes involving property, trade, marriage, and crime. Scribes recorded every detail to ensure justice was served. The concept of Mayat, representing truth and balance, guided all legal decisions. This system created stability and helped maintain trust among citizens, contributing to Egypt's long-lasting unity. Festivals brought joy and unity to Egyptian life. Celebrations honored gods, marked seasonal changes, and strengthened community ties. People gathered for music, dancing, feasts, and ritual processions along the Nile. Major festivals like the Opet festival in Thebes brought thousands together to express gratitude and seek blessings. These vibrant traditions reflected the Egyptians' deep connection to religion, nature, and cultural identity. Today, ancient Egypt continues to inspire the world with its mysteries, monuments, and remarkable achievements. From the pyramids to the temples and the stories carved in stone, Egypt remains a symbol of human creativity and determination. Its legacy lives on in museums, in research, and in the hearts of people everywhere. As we look back across thousands of years, Egypt reminds us of humanity's endless potential,